Hey everyone, welcome to your workout. Today is going to be a strength day with a focus on your lower body. Like we do with just about every one of our workouts, we're going to begin by kind of practicing the movements that we're going to do. So we'll use low weight or no weight here and really just get a feel for the movements. Now, the first move that we're going to do is a deadlift. And you'll see that Maggie's doing that. And again, all she's doing here, she's reaching down towards the ground and then standing up tall and proud. And a reminder with these first rounds, this first movement is really, it's you taking the time to get a feel for your body. You're checking in, you're making sure that this feels good, and if it doesn't, you're taking time to change it up. Sometimes people can feel better just by changing their foot placement a little bit, maybe not going down as far. So again, do what feels best for you. Second exercise is going to be a squat. And so you'll see Maggie sitting down, standing up tall again. Same guidelines apply as that deadlift. You're just checking in. If squats don't feel good, options for some people are lunges, maybe a wall sit. There's again different versions of this that you can do. And a quick tip, it's always okay to kind of fast forward on these videos. Maggie and I love to do different options. So again, if you're not quite sure, feel free to pause the video right now, scrub forward until you find the exercise that feels best for you and you think, oh, I'm going to try that instead. So again, just a little tip. You can always rewind and come back and pick up right here. All right. Now we're going to join those two movements together in a superset, which means we go back and forth between them. Okay. And we'll talk about that once Maggie gets started here. We'll talk about kind of how it's going to look as a total thing today. Okay. 2, 1, begin. Our stopwatch is rolling. You're going to go deadlifts, and your intention right now is to continue on with that warm-up. You might have a weight, right? Maybe you've got a kettlebell, you've got a backpack, you've got a band, you've got whatever you need to keep going here. And the goal here is that you're still moving with purpose. You're making sure that you look good, you're making sure that it feels good, and that's about it right now. You don't necessarily need it to feel like exercise. You don't have to come up strong. You're still just paying attention to what you're doing. Are your feet rooted into the ground? Are your knees and hips doing what you want them to do? When you stand up, are you proud of your posture? Arms, are they feeling comfortable here? If the answer to that is yes, keep going with it. 3, 2, 1. Now you've got a 15-second breather here, and you're going to go ahead and get into that squat. So again, hopefully you found a good option. You know what you want to try. If not, feel free to experiment. You'll figure something out as you try. 3, 2, 1, and squats. All right, now we talked about form. I want you to do the same thing here. Check in, make sure you look good, make sure you feel good. Let's talk about our timing and our tempo. Every move today is going to last for 45 seconds. So you already did your deadlift for 45 seconds. You're going to do squats for 45 seconds. After every single exercise, you're going to have 15 seconds of transition time. Adds up to a nice solid minute, right? Kind of easy to remember. You're going to do everything for a minute, including transition time. We're going to try to go 5 rounds today of these 2 little exercises. All said and done, it's a 10-minute round before we take a break and move on to another 10-minute round. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Now I say that not to get you worried, right? I want you focusing on just these 2 moves. You can do 1 round at a time, but just know it's a 20 to 25-minute workout here, okay? Deadlifts round 2, go ahead and begin. And let's talk about our second intention, which is to dial it up a little bit. Now, we only can dial it up if you know that you're looking good and you're feeling good. We say these intentions stack. You have to have the first one before you build onto that layer, kind of like a pyramid. So make sure you look good, make sure you feel good, and then let's dial it up a little bit. There's lots of ways to dial it up. You could just internally say, hey, I want this to feel better than it did the first time. And that's cool, you can do that. There's lots of ways to make this feel better, to make it look better. I trust you to be able to explore and experiment and find what that is for you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Now go ahead and get ready for your squat. Again, pick what seems best for you. Ready? Here we go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do those squats. Your goal here is to check in. Make sure you look good. Make sure you feel good. If you've got a strong yes to that, go ahead and think about dialing it up. Now with that last exercise, I said I trust you to do that, to make it look and feel better. And I do. That's awesome. I think that you're really smart and creative and patient enough to figure out what works best. I'm going to go ahead and throw my 2 cents in here and say my favorite way to dial it up is to add a little tension. And I say that when I say tension, I'm meaning that you're squeezing your muscles. Your body gets tight for a moment. And when I say body, I mean the whole thing. If you can, at some point in that squat, just turn to stone for a minute. Flex so hard that if someone came by and tried to push you, you wouldn't budge. 3, 2, 1. Take a break. 2 rounds down, and you've set yourself up well. 3, 2, 1. Let's go deadlift. Now your goal here is to, again, stack those intentions. Look and feel good. Add some tension, add some oomph to it, and then finally for round 3, our last really thinking intention is to make it feel like exercise. We want this, it can feel easy, right? We want it to feel medium, we want it to feel challenging, we want it to feel somewhere in that spectrum. We think you get more out of it if it's somewhere in that medium to challenging range. There are some days where you need it to feel a little easy, and that's okay. Maybe it's just one set that you need to feel easy. That's totally cool. Do what makes sense for you. Now I'm going to bring out something real quick. You'll see Maggie doing a version of a kettlebell swing. Awesome. We love that as a substitute for a deadlift. Maybe not every time, but it's always okay to experiment. 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Congratulations on finishing that deadlift. You're looking good. Take a quick breath, shake it out, get ready for your squat. 3, 2, 1. And Maggie is trying those infamous wall sits here. Those can be tough. And something to kind of prove and demonstrate to you that you don't always have to be moving in order to get great exercise in. Sometimes you get exercise from just holding a rep. The big word for that is called isometric. If you're in the know, you don't have to know that stuff though. It's just a version of it. Whatever you're doing, let's check in and stack our intentions. Do you look good? If the answer is yes, add some tension. Can you add some oomph to it? Is your body tight? If the answer is yes, go ahead and add your body's ability to dial it up into something medium or challenging. You can move faster, you can have more weight, you can hold it longer, lots of ways to make it feel like exercise. 2, 1, take a break. 3 rounds done, you're over the hump for this superset. We said we were gonna go 10 minutes, you've gone 6 already. Ready for that 4th round of deadlifts? Let's start it up. 2, 1, and begin. Great start. We hope you're doing awesome so far. Now, let's talk about our 4th intention, and that's really just to maintain. We say this in other videos, and again, anything I repeat, I always feel like it's because it's important. But the reason why we'll talk about our intentions is because it sets you up for success. If you know you look good, if you're feeling good, if you're moving without pain, oh, it's so awesome because it means you're on the right track. You can keep doing what you're doing. If you're doing this and you're adding tension to it, that just sets you up for safety no matter what you're gonna do, and it allows you to add weight. The reason why we wanna add weight is it lets you be stronger. The stronger you are, the easier it is for you to be lean and fit and to do all of the awesome things that you know you want to do. 3, 2, 1, take a break. Get ready for your squat. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So that's why we ask you to check in with those 3 things every single time, is because it's what keeps you going. And when you keep going, you get better. You get closer to whatever it is that you want to do. We know a lot of people just want to look and feel good. A lot of people want to be able to chase their kids or grandkids around and not be super tired. Some people just want to be able to go on their adventures and travel well. And sometimes that means lifting a kayak up on, to the holder. Sometimes that means getting a 30-pound suitcase into the overhead bin of your airline. Whatever you're doing, be strong and continue to check in so that you can keep doing all of those awesome things. We love it. And stay strong, stay consistent. 3, 2, 1, 4 rounds done. 8 minutes in, you've got 2 minutes, one more time for each exercise to go. Remember, it's okay to take a little longer break. It's okay to pause that video. It's okay to get some water. 3, 2, 1. Let's see that last round of deadlifts. Finish well here. Round 5, if there's an extra intention, it's kind of like round 4. You're staying consistent, but it's your last set, so we just say finish well. Keep it going. No matter what you're doing, here's where you focus on your breathing. Maybe every rep or every other rep, you're just doing a little check-in with your questions. Ask yourself, do I look good? Do I feel good? That's number one. Ask yourself, am I tight? Do I add tension? Do I feel strong? That's number two. Ask yourself, does this feel like a workout? Would I score this as challenging, medium, somewhere in there? That's number three. If you've done that, you are rocking it. 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Nice job on finishing those deadlifts. Smile, give yourself a little fist pump. You rock this. Yes, right? All right, squats to wrap up this superset in 3, 2, 1, begin. Stay strong with those squats. Good. Do a little check-in. Do you look good? Do you feel good? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, trick question, back it off a little bit, right? Do what you need to do until you're looking good and feeling good again. Well, let's aim for that second level. Can you add tension? Do you feel strong? If the answer to that is yes, keep going, keep stacking. If the answer to that is no, back things off a bit until you can add some tension and feel strong. Does it feel like a workout? If the answer is yes, keep it going. If the answer is no, what can you do? What can you do to add some oomph? 3, 2, 1, awesome. Now you're gonna see Maggie get into a move here that's called the down dog rep. Now she's doing this for a couple of reasons. One, we call this active recovery. She's moving, recovering. She's letting her heart rate settle down. She's giving a little stretch to those backside muscles. Sometimes she gets into a child's pose. You do what works for you. The goal is to, again, recover. That's the main thing. We like using the word active. She's moving around here, getting a little torso twist because it helps keep you ready for whatever's coming next. And in this case, what's coming next is the second half of the workout. We won't talk about that just yet, but just know that when we're done with your stretch, we are going to take a minute or so to prep the movements, right, to get used to what you're going to do. And we'll get you some time and get you some options. Keep breathing. Take a breath. Get some water if you need it. Stand up if you want, shake it out, do what you need to do. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and meet us on your mat, on your rug, standing up tall. Okay, and then what we're going to do for our superset is a lunge pattern or a lunge series. Now you'll see Maggie is doing a forward lunge right now. She's stepping forward and she's doing that with the same leg. That's what we're going to suggest. We're not going to alternate because we're going to spend 45 seconds on one leg, then we'll switch and do 45 seconds on the other leg. The superset is a lunge with the right leg followed by a lunge with the left leg, or switch that, lunge on your dominant side, your non-dominant side. Do what works for you. And there's gonna be options. Go ahead and switch legs if you haven't. You'll see Maggie just did that. There's gonna be options with your lunges today. We kind of think there's at least 4 different ways to do these lunges. There's forward lunges, what you'll see Maggie doing. There's backwards lunges, there's side step lunges, curtsy lunges. Those are the 4 that we typically work with. If those don't work for you, you may always try a step up. If you have stairs in your house, that's your easy solution to just step up and then come right back down. Otherwise, getting a book, you can easily step up on a book, and remember, the thicker the book, the more challenging it'll be. Stairs, footstools, you can be creative with lots of different ways to do that, okay? Now remember, the timing is going to be very similar, the same in fact. 45 seconds on with a 15-second break, and you're going to go 5 rounds of each, so it's got another 10 minutes here, which will take us, like we said, to somewhere between that 20 to 25-minute workout. Are you ready? Let's begin. You pick the leg, go ahead and lunge. Remember, you're going 45 seconds here, and a little distinction, right? A little point of preference. When we lunge, it usually means that you're stepping, as in your foot leaves the ground and then comes back to it. You'll see Maggie's doing that, right? She steps and then her foot comes back. You may absolutely keep your feet planted and not step and still get into that lunge. Technically, we call that a split squat, but it doesn't matter. That can totally work for you. I think that adding a lunge, adding a little step can actually challenge the balance, keep it a little more realistic for you. But again, if you want to keep your feet planted and not step, that's always okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little break. Now, nothing too much changes here. You're gonna do the same thing, just on the other leg. You may do body weight, you can grab weights, kettlebell, backpack band, do what you need to do. 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, now let's talk about our intentions here. Yes, you're warm. Yes, you've done your check-in, but we actually start over on our intentions because it's new movement. So right now, I want you to think about making it look good, making it feel good. It's okay if it doesn't feel like exercise yet. Now, you might be thinking, you're crazy. Aaron, I've done 10 minutes of squats and deadlifts so far. Of course, my legs are tired. If that's the case, that's totally fine. They absolutely can be tired. It can feel like hard exercise. That's just not what we're focusing on right now. What we're focusing on right now is that you look good and that you feel good. And if you don't, we're asking that you change it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome stuff. Great work. Okay, shake it out and get ready to do more lunges, right? Switch back to that starting leg. And if you remember our intention for round 2, you're going to dial it up. Sometimes that means grabbing a weight. Sometimes that means just getting a little more intense here. Okay, go ahead and begin round 2. Now, a quick little point. If you're looking at the video, you'll see Maggie's doing our side lunges. Keep in mind that no matter what you see her do, it's an option. It's something that you can try to do. And the reminder is that we don't really think there's such a thing as perfect form. There's just form that's good for you. And there might be a million different ways of doing a side lunge. We want you to pick at least one way that just feels good for you. Don't get too hung up on what should your knee be doing or your foot. For sure, check in, make sure it feels good for you. But in the same vein, move well. And as long as you're moving well, we think it's a good one. 2, 1, and stop. Now, whatever you're doing, go ahead and get ready to repeat that on the other leg. And then we'll talk about adding some tension here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Awesome. Now that you're rolling with this, think about the tension that we discovered when we were doing your deadlift and your squats. It's the same thing here. At some point during your reps, whether you're getting down or standing up, just pause, half a second, and flex. Start with the core muscles, right? That's an easy way most people can make their tummy go tight. If you can't do that, or if you'd like to try something else, move on. Try your glutes, get your butt muscles tight. Legs are kind of a natural one since you're using them right now. Squeeze them for a little bit. Arms might be a nice solution because you're not using them. Squeeze those. If you can, squeeze a little bit of everything, but only turn it on for a little bit before you relax back out. 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. All right, you've got 2 rounds under your belt. Get ready to start your 3rd round. And remember, you may absolutely change your lunges up. 2, 1, begin, which is what Maggie's doing. She's trying a curtsy lunge. Now, our intention here is to make it start to feel like exercise. You're back home. This is what you were waiting for. It could feel easy, it could feel medium, it could feel challenging. We're aiming for medium to challenging here, somewhere on that spectrum, but keep it reasonable. Should you be breathing here? Almost for sure. I mean, yes, we need you to breathe. Should you be breathing hard, like it's exercise? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Do you feel a little muscle burn? Probably. Yeah, that's what we're shooting for. Are you sweating? That's more of a factor of like if it's humid, if it's hot. We don't always say that sweat is a good indicator of exercise. More think about how it feels for you. 2, 1, take a break and get ready to do the other leg. Take a breath, keep smiling. You're nearing 20 minutes of exercise time. You've done excellent. 1 and begin. Okay, now one quick tip. Some people can do side lunges or curtsies on one leg, but not on the other. And sometimes it's a skill thing, like maybe they're capable of one side, maybe you're stronger on one side, and that's okay. I don't want you to worry. If one side's a little weaker or a little less, confident, that's totally fine. You absolutely can work through that. We expect things to be messy, that's okay. However, if pain is an issue, if it feels good to do curtsies on one side but not on the other, don't feel like you have to do the exact same thing. We want you to work the other leg, but we want it to work in a way that feels best for you. So again, if you want to do curtsy style lunges on your right leg and side lunges on your left leg, that's always a solution. 3, 2, 1. 3 rounds done. You've got 2 more rounds to go. Keep breathing, stay loose. Hopefully you're feeling a little tired by now because we've gotten there with your intentions. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Last couple rounds of lunges here. All right, now with round 4, again, our goal here, our intention is consistency. Let's do a little check-in. Are you looking good? Are you feeling good? If the answer is yes, go ahead and stack. Can you add some tension? No surprises, you know what's coming. Can you add some oomph to it? Is your body strong? If the answer to that is yes, think about that third and final question. Does it feel like challenging exercise? If the answer is yes, you are in your sweet spot. You're right where you need to be. You don't need to change a thing. You will absolutely get strong and lean and fit and capable by doing this. If the answer to that is no, consider dialing it up a bit because that is where you will make the changes that you want. 2, 1, take a little break. Breathe here. Okay, get ready to switch sides. 3, 2, 1. Let's lunge again. Good. Round 4, still about checking in. Do you look good? It's a different leg. It's worthwhile to check in again, right? Do you look good? Do you feel good? Can you add some tension? Are you tight? Are you strong? If the answer to that is yes, get to a space where it feels like a reasonably challenging exercise. Do we need it to feel like maximum? No, 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 no. If that's the case, you probably can't complete it. You don't ever need to be at your maximum. Not our goal, not reasonable. That keeps you a little, it probably lets you flirt with injury too much. We want you to be smart about this. Can it burn? Heck yeah. Can it be challenging? Absolutely. Can it be fatiguing? For sure. But you have to be confident. We always want you to be able to stop with 1 left in the tank. 2, 1. Oh, you caught me talking there a little bit. Maybe 1 or 2 reps left. All right, here we go. Last round, 1 more time on both legs. 2, 1, begin. Pick your favorite lunge. Pick whichever one felt best for you. And let's rock it here. Let's finish this one well. Finish strong. Think about once every step. Just do that little check-in. Ask yourself 1 question at a time. Step out and say, do I look good? Do I feel good? Step out again and say, can I dial it up? Am I looking better? Am I tight? Step out again and say, does this feel like exercise? Am I proud of what I'm doing? Is this going to be a good workout? If the answer to that is yes, you nailed it. Finish well. If the answer to any of those is no, back off a bit. It's okay. Get to your sweet spot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right, 15 seconds, take a breather. You can do this. Last leg. 3, 2, 1. Hop on in. Favorite lunge, make sure it feels good for you. Keep breathing, keep smiling. Does it sound funny when I ask you to smile? I ask you to smile because it should feel good. You should smile because you should be happy on the fact that you can move this way for as long as this, and that you know that this is a vote for your best self, right? Doing this absolutely is moving you towards what we like to call a preferred future. You're aiming towards better. You're aiming towards being a rock star. Keep it going. 10 more seconds. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. You totally nailed it. All right, take a breath. Walk around for a little bit. Shake those legs out. They're probably tired. You deserve a little break. And let's talk about your last bit. Now, this is going to be active recovery. Again, you'll see Maggie getting into either her down dog position or child's pose. The quick reminder on why we like these. 2 is that they totally stretch out the muscles that get tight from 1, doing leg workouts, and 2, from being in a seated posture. We know a lot of our people are sitting at desk or sitting at home, and there are certain muscles that get tight. These stretches can totally help with that. And Maggie's doing a little bit of a different one today. She's doing what we call a hip flexor or a kneeling lunge stretch, and this can be an awesome one, again, just for getting into those muscles that can be tight on the front of the hip. So if you've done this with us, great. If you haven't, you can check out one of our stretching videos. We'll walk you through the specifics of this one. Otherwise, if you have your own stretches or corrective exercise, you can do that too. All right, y'all, we know that was a long workout. If this was your only thing on the agenda today, awesome, you knocked it out of the park. If you have something else planned, or maybe you're doing one of our workouts and you've got one built in, if that's the case, awesome. We hope you finish that one well. And yeah, great workout. I'm gonna let Maggie wrap us up.
Well, hey everyone, Maggie here. We would love for you to subscribe to this channel. We have a lot more workout videos with different focuses and different lengths of time that we would love for you to check out. And if you subscribe, you'll kind of always be in the loop on what we're coming up with. Thanks again for joining us, gang. Make it a great day.